Here comes motion. Here comes the quarterback, Burrow. Looking for a block, and he got it up in the front by Hopkins into the end zone. Touchdown!
Fakes, throwing to the end zone. Wide open is Higgins for the Cincinnati touchdown.
There's the sneak. Burrow gets low, driving towards the goal line. He's inside the one, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown.
Welcome to New Stripe City YouTube channel for die-hard Bengals fans. I'm your host, Ace Boogie. If you're new here, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. We truly appreciate that. We do all kinds of Bengals insight and analysis, but today we're here to talk about Darius Phillips. Yes, my man Darius Phillips, fan favorite. Obviously, people have grown fond of him over the years. One thing that was interesting about today's depth chart, he has been moved back to the nickel cornerback position. Now, why is this important? Typically for us, he's played at both positions. He's played on the outside and the inside. He's proven that he can do both, but it seems that they feel like he's more suited to back up Mike Hilton. Now, what could this mean? Obviously, Mike Hilton was a big free agent acquisition for the Bengals, but the thing about Mike Hilton is you can use him in so many ways. You can blitz him, you can do special things with him. He's not super amazing in coverage, but that's why you have a guy like Darius Phillips. And I think that this means that Darius Phillips could potentially have a role here. Now, I'm not sure if I want to say that he's going to have a huge role, but he's definitely going to sub in, I think, at that nickel corner position, because when you look at Trey Wayne's outside corner, you look at Chidobe Awuzie outside corner, Darius Phillips could play outside corner, but he can also play inside. So I think that this means a lot moving forward for him. Now, when you look at the depth chart, he's actually listed as the backup nickel corner for Mike Hilton. So I think that this gives the Bengals a lot of things that they can do in their repertoire, where you could have Mike Hilton on there in possibly a quarters package or something like that with extra corners in. You could still have him blitzing and still have a guy like Darius Phillips out there in coverage. Or if it's a coverage down, you could swap him with Mike Hilton. So this is something I think that's dope. And I think that it's smart for the Bengals to do this, because Darius Phillips, I think one of the issues is his durability, right? You know, he's a small guy, and I think it bodes well with him playing on the inside, because more of those guys on the inside tend to be smaller, shiftier guys that he will match up against. So you won't have to worry about him being on some big guys on the outside, as we saw with the Donovan Peoples-Jones catch. Now, I will say this, I don't think, I think he played that ball perfectly. It just was a hell of a throw by Baker Mayfield, and it was just a hell of a catch by the receiver. I don't think that there was anything that he could have done in that situation, but I think that this strengthens that cornerback room. It strengthens the core, because now it appears they could be potentially 4 deep at the position now. Also, you have Eli Apple on the outside backing up some of our guys on the outside, so that could potentially be scary. But the thing about Eli Apple is he's an NFL vet. He's a former first-round pick, so that means that he has the talent. That means that he also has the experience, and he could potentially be your 5th or 6th guy off of the bench. And then the versatility of Darius Phillips, it seems that they want to take away him playing on the outside and strictly play him on the inside, which I had no problem with that. I think that actually helps the secondary out a lot more. And I think that Darius Phillips brings a turnover element to the room that we generally might not see from the starters. We'll have to see. Trey Waynes, if he can start to be more of a ball hawk and start to cause some more turnovers, we'll have to see. Chidobe, after talking to some of the Cowboys fans in the comments from my previous video on him, he might not be the guy to get the turnovers, but he will be solid in coverage. So Darius Phillips obviously is a guy that has a knack for grabbing turnovers, and he could be in that role in this offense, and we'll have to see how they use him. Now, there's another X factor as well. You got Ricardo Allen. I don't know if they plan to use Ricardo at safety and in the slot at the nickel position as well. I didn't see that on the depth chart, but we'll have to see what they do. So you guys let me know. I think that this is actually good news for Darius Phillips, because I think that he's actually going to get some opportunities, because Mike Hilton is that Swiss Army knife that you can use in so many different ways, that you can have a big package with corners, multiple corners on the field, and get away with Darius Phillips as well as him. But, you know, depending on which team you're going against, that might not be a good idea, especially if you're going against a Cleveland Browns or a Baltimore Ravens, a team that runs the ball, then you have some issues there. But I think that this shows that this staff really wants to use him as a nickel corner, and I think that he can still have an impact in this locker room and on his team and on the field. So, you know, obviously we know that he can play on the outside, but I would like to see what he can do on the inside. I'm willing to see, and I hope that he buys into this and we'll be able to see what he brings to the table. So you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments, and as usual, I'll leave you guys with a who day, all day, every day, and especially on Sunday.